presents Wiki Warcraft 2. Today we have here, courtesy of YouTube of U83-3P from the date is 13.9.24. That's right, we are all bearing witness to the 13th month, the 9th day of 2024. I didn't even know the months go that high, but I guess they do in the Wiki U83-3P world of awesomeness. Big shout out to the Restream bot who is going to restream all this. OMG, another rematch with this noob, says Frank Gimes. You better shut your mouth, Frank Gimes, because Karu is going to... Oh, looks like Frank Gimes said bye. He doesn't want to... Oh, Frank Gimes, he's a hard man to please, and he's no longer watching the stream of Warcraft 2's two-time, count 'em, 2v2 world champion, as well as then the 1v1 world championship sector. So I guess he would be the current reigning dominating world champion, as we have yet to have a world championship for like 10 years or so. But the last time there was ever a world champion in the 1v1 sector, it was, of course, U83 IO3P who dominated that championship belt, beating Bropiet in the finals. That's right. Alright, so Karu already getting a bit of an unfortunate bargain from this right here game, as already there is a farm in the middle of the base of Karu. Now this is liggity live, and we have like 12 people at least watching. Oh, only 11 because Frank Grimes said bye and he left. He was tired of watching Karu versus U83IO3P, and that's what we'd like to see, ladies and gentlemen. Here comes the wall and the hop around. He decides to get the wall, but not going to be hopping around too much after that. Grunt cuts him down, as he do. Pretty good base there at the 5 o'clock spot, where the opponent of the 11 o'clock spot. Karu so far been a worthy opponent of U83-03P all in general. Have experiencing a lot of difficulties with Twitch TV and the liggity little bit of lag, as well as my inability to commentate correctly. That's always a problem, but this game seems like it's going to be A to the okay. Regardless of whatever Frank Grimes out there thinks, definitely going to be well worth my time to take the time to commentate this Wiki Warcraft 2 game, because it possibly could be legendary. As U83IO3P, a very great place to learn how to play, and Karu doing just that. Now all the peons here are labeled, and look at this nice defensive formation here from U83IO3P, coming in with the 5 grunts to lay the smackdown on these 3. They go running on up, but one grunt probably gonna get cut down for his or at least severely injured for his trouble. So not a bad play there from our hero, the orange player Karu. Tier number 2 now. What's on the table, ladies and gentlemen, for a Wiki World Champion U83-03P. Gonna decide to bring the action to his opponent's base, and then likely gonna get himself a catapult. So a couple grunts moving on back in order to intercept this 4-man squad and prevent too much repairing from happening there. And then he's going to try to sneak into his opponent's base with his own clever 3-grunt strike force. So as these grunts are running around, here comes the offensive play from U83-03P, and not going to find any pay dirt there because there's nothing there except for another square. And no way to get inside the base. So a bit of a sparring here from these two units. Going to leave one scout here for Karu, and Karu actually going to have the catapult spawn just in the right nick of time in order to fend off that assault from U83. I-O to the 3 to the P. So I want to thank ye for all tuning in. Let's go. Let's see what else someone's got something else to say besides Twitch TV restream bot. We see come play at Davy. Wow. No thank you, Davy. Unfortunately, I'm too busy doing a wiki Warcraft 2 commentary. So if you want to see quick commentaries like this, check out Lining Google's The Honey Weiss beer brewed with real Wisconsin honey. Government warning: according to the Surgeon General, women should not drink alcoholic beverages due to the risk of birth defects. All right, here comes, ladies and gentlemen. The mid game has now puttered on over into the late game. And Bloodlusted Ogres is what's going to be on the table in this game here. Can't really do a whole lot of fast forwarding because it is a liggity live presentation. Kenny B says, when are dragons going to be coming out there? A legitimate question, Kenny B. Thank you for asking me that question. I shall go ahead and ask the great and omnipotent, all-knowing eye in the sky of evil eye of Kilrog, and they will tell me... Or maybe U83. IO3P will do. He checks out a grunt. He sees no dragons. So, in answer to your question, can he be no dragons in the near future? As we don't, he's poking in with another grunt, looking for dragons. Not gonna find any dragons. Gonna have to. Wow, look at him dance around, and he's gonna try to get in there, but no. Still not gonna sight any dragons. Kennedy Bay. So, if you guys want to see more wiki Warcraft 2 audio presentations, make sure you check out the Dragon. Yeah! Dragon the greatest of all places to find wiki Warcraft 2. The streaming schedules, they're just insane. I mean, I personally cannot think of any better place to watch wiki other than U83 IO3P, which I'm witnessing right now. Shotgun X has a good THTV. Dragon has an even better streaming schedule up there, and he can beat up anybody who thinks that his French team is not as cool as you, because everybody knows the French have the best baguettes in the world times 10,000. I mean, I've never even tasted a baguette that was not, I thought was like, this is better than a French. No, there is no such thing as a baguette that is better than a French baguette. It's impossible. Nobody even considers it, because the French have the best baguettes that there ever will be or ever was. Wiki Warcraft 2 a truth. Alright, so we have Piz Den OC says Zaf Zug and a big heart. Well, that's what he's got to say to Kenny B out there, who's also making some noise on the Warcraft 2 scene. We've got 20 thumbs up here. Wow, Unity3 out of 3P does quite a good job streaming. There it is, the eye in the sky, the evil eye of Kilrog, moving on out. Will it see dragons? Will it not see dragons? Karu and our friend Ricky Deke leaving a game. T-Boy leaving a game, making Unity3 out of 3V feel a little lonesome over here as he schools his friend Karu in the game of wiki Warcraft 2. So which is it, says Lone, who's continuing the conversation so rudely. Maybe he's responding to Zaf Zug, which Piz Den OC said. Or maybe he's talking to Kenny G. Kenny G always has some very good input. How many 6 and 8, says the Restream bot. So how many 6 and 8? That'd be a 1/4 of the time you get 6 or 8. That's the beauty of Garden of War, as even if you are a super duper noob, you can sometimes beat a super duper good player as long as they have 25% of the time 6 or 8. So that's kind of a great thing. Here comes the Bloodlusted Ogre Berserker Barrage, winding this game on up. Finally, it's been like 45 minutes, and these players are just now beginning to launch their assaults. I understand You want to have all of your forces repositioned to most effectively and train all those forces in before you land them over to the slaughterhouse. But once they're there, we need to see some bloodlusted berserker ogre army barrage in the general direction of victory or defeat. These games moving on into the 45-minute range here. And unfortunately, because it's liggity live, I am unable to fast forward into the future. Alright, here comes a gigantic bloodlusted ogre arm. Look at how many bloodlusted ogres are there! Unity 3 IO3P gonna need to call in the retreat. And he's got a nice bloodlusted ogre army ninja combat forces, but just a huge number of bloodlusted ogres of his own, ready to annihilate all of those oranges. And here comes the super secret ninja kung fu combat force, and he's gonna actually even catch some more these ogres here at home. So far, so good. Look at there. It's going to be able to stop these ogres from penetrating deep into the innards of his base. And Unity 3 IO3P making a GG of it here in the Wiki Warcraft 2 liggity live presentation. Alright, we're going to have to try to time warping this into the future because this game is just getting a little too long for my patience, ladies and gentlemen. Karu versus Unity 3 IO3P, and we'll be back after these messages from the Jungle. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like the game is heated on up, as Unity 3 IO3P has now succeeded in destroying that small 5 o'clock position, ever so necessary for producing gold buckets to pay for his army. And here we see a group of 5 bloodlustable ogres moving on in to once again strike the heart of the economy of Unity 3 IO3P's opponent here. Gonna start preparing that small 12 o'clock position as well. No Eyes of Kilrog. Looks like the 3 o'clock is gonna be attempted to be occupied. We'll have to see if that works out well for him. Perhaps not, however. And 2 bloodlusted ogres here. So, pretty good game so far from Unity 3 IO. Look at that. Unity 3 IO3P showing you how to chop the perfect number of chops to get a town hall there at that small 12 o'clock position. Only a Wiki World Championship level of play to be found here on Twitch TV of Unity 3 IO3P. So far, no new, we do say, 00 Brett. Ooh, Brett says, yeah, that's me. Bam 102 says, Frank Grimes. Question mark. This is back when Frank Grimes, before he left, because he couldn't take the super duper noobs that Unity 3 IO3B was smashing here. But it looks like that noob's not doing too shabby versus Unity 3 IO3P, coming in here with a great assault against that small 9 o'clock position. But another sucker punch right to the kidney from our hero. From I don't know where Karu's from, actually. Unity 3 IO3P is from Poland here. And he's going to be pushing on over to the wood chopping, harvesting innards of his opponent's base. Here comes a DK, which could possibly deal with his bloodlusted ogres here, but doesn't look like it's going to succeed in that, as it too gets punched in the face. Unity 3 IO3P succeeding in punching all kinds of opponents in the face. Wiki Warcraft 2. All right, this is going to be the G. I want to thank you guys all for tuning in. I want to thank my sponsors, of course, Lining Google's the Oktoberfest. Now they're sponsoring me too. Crisp and traditional German-style Marzen beer. Wow, 6 generations. Jacob Lining Google has been brewing family traditional beer. Wiki, wiki, wiki. War to the craft, to the two. All right, here's a gigantic army ready to push on out from U83I03P. And as I said, I'm not able to fast forward this, otherwise I would be doing so. I want to thank you guys all for tuning in. I want to thank my sponsors, The Trucker. As well as the Twitch TV of U83I03P. This is actually the YouTube of U83I03P. Is U83I03P even mining? It does have that small 9. Will they actually lose this game? It doesn't know which the opponents. So that looks like that 5 o'clock still might keep on chugging just like this 9 o'clock here. Is producing quite a bit of resources, and yet another assault. So here comes Yeti 3 out of 3P at that 3 o'clock position. Wants to ensure that, and it looks like his opponent was indeed building up there and is indeed. So gonna catch the opponent at exactly the right time in order to kick that door in and come trouncing past that door over to the gold flow and able to shut down this 3 o'clock spot with great vengeance. Wiki, wiki, wiki. Warcraft 2. Here comes a hasted DK on its way probably to the 3 o'clock spot. Maybe. Yes, it does seem. Yes, it seems to be to that 3 o'clock spot. So the hasted DK going to arrive. And while it's being chased by an ogre, it's gonna... Oh, here comes that DK that slowly walks on up and just struts its stuff by destroying that entire 9 o'clock spot. I want to thank you guys all for tuning in. I want to thank my sponsors. How many times do I want to thank my sponsors? I just continuously thank my sponsors over and over. We see Zaf Zag from Piz Den OC. Yeah, that's definitely what I like to see. And we see also from the restream, we see Dunder Nicky says awaiting order as well. Dunder Nicky, thanks for awaiting orders. Whole room of people in Karu and they do want to play one, says Frank Grimes. Frank Grimes quite upset by the 1v1s that are being put on display here. But they've been a pretty good, interesting way to spend the day. Wiki wiki Warcraft 2. Alright, Rajtar Warcraft 3 says Sheldon 5B. I wonder what that means. Okay. Okay, here goes. Diego Cruz says, hey, you I have a question. Why competitive War 2 matches doesn't use water maps, ships, and oil? Sucks. Yes, Diego, don't you know? Obviously, you're just a noob. And a pretty good there. Look at this ogre army from Yeti 3 out of 3P who's just falling asleep on his hands here. Not doing a whole lot, so I'm going to have to call it the GG. I want to thank ye and ye and ye and you and as well as you and as well as Anatolian and everybody else. All right, bye. Peace out.